If you're using AdWords, then keep watching because I'm going to show you how to perform a quick health check to find wasted spend in your account. Hi guys, I'm Ed Leake, owner of Midas Media, and we're a Google partner agency managing over $1.5 million in AdWords spend each month. Before we dive in, just a few sort of caveats. First and most critically, don't ever do an audit, don't ever do a review of an account after you've made loads of changes. So if you're working on this with multiple people or you've just inherited an account, be sure to check the change history first. I'm also assuming that you're tracking your conversions, because why wouldn't you? And that you know your KPIs, i.e. you're optimizing your account to CPA, cost per acquisition, be it a lead or a sale, or you're tracking spend versus revenue if you're e-commerce, for example, and that you don't just want to send traffic to your website because that's burning money. A couple of rules of thumb here. So, timeframes. If you're working on an account month to month, so 30 days is obviously acceptable, but if you're doing an audit, I'd recommend going back sort of 90 days, the past quarter. You can even do a whole year. It does depend on your market, so use a bit of common sense. A bit of logic goes into that, but yeah, be careful of 30 days. Okay, first on the checklist is your campaign settings. I know it sounds obvious, but do check that your location targeting is correct. So in the example here, we're targeting London, England, UK, and the Greater London area. More importantly, when you're targeting locations of this nature, so a specific region, a postcode, zip code, or county, and so on and so forth, look at your location options advanced. You do not want to be targeting people searching for who have shown an interest in your target location, which is actually the recommended Google setting. Try it, and you'll see that you get a lot of noise, people from random countries, all sorts of crap. You want to be targeting people in my targeted location, which is the second of the three options. That'll cut out a load of noise and a load of wasted impressions and potentially wasted clicks as well. Next on the list is ad delivery, ad rotation, and frequency capping. So you want to set your ad rotation to rotate indefinitely. This stops Google skewing the data when you're testing your ad copy. It also bypasses the fact that Google wants to optimize for clicks, which spends money, and that's not really what you want to do. Next on the health check is Google Search Partners. Most will have this enabled because it's enabled by default. So the quickest way to see the performance here is to go to All Campaigns, and then Segment, Network with Search Partners, rattle through to the bottom, and you will see the expand button next to total search, and you'll have Google Search versus Search Partners. So what you're looking at here, for example, in this account is the cost per acquisition, the cost converted click metric, and we can see that actually Search Partners is more expensive. However, be really careful, particularly if you're looking at a longer time period. You're looking at the total here, not campaign to campaign. So do go back up and check if you see an anomaly there. If it's within reasonable doubt, your cost per acquisition or your cost to convert, whatever it may be, Search Partner versus Google Search is within a few percent of each other, 5%. I'd say stick with it. If you see that there's quite a disparity there and that Search Partners are costing you a lot more money, before you just disable it, jump back up to each individual campaign and look at them. Look at them on a case-by-case basis. Start with your biggest spending campaign first, because that's where you're going to make all the difference. Is it working? If it's not, turn it off. It's really that simple. Now moving on to keywords. So this is a really quick and simple view to take, but click on your keywords, sort them by cost. Make sure you've got your cost per conversion column and your search impression share column enabled. And then you can literally see which keywords are costing you money. Are they performing, i.e. their cost per conversion? And in respect of that, are they getting sufficient impression share? So long as that their CPA, their cost per sale, per lead, per acquisition is under your target, and this account is, believe it or not, £500 because their leads are worth a lot of money. So all these keywords are falling under that, then that means that if your search impression share is low, i.e. less than 95, 97%, you've got room to bump the budget up and get more leads and get more conversions, which is good news. All the keywords on screen here could actually have their budget boosted, which is great news. In fact, one of them is only getting 63% impression share. So there's another third and a bit of budget to go into this one because its CPA is actually quite low in comparison as well. So it's a really quick view to understanding how your keywords are performing versus your budget versus conversions. Next, look at your ad groups in your highest spending campaign. The whole point of ad groups are they're containers for related keywords. So look out for ad groups that have got more than 20 keywords as a rule of thumb, because it's highly likely that they aren't closely related and closely or thematically linked together. And that's what you want to achieve. You want to achieve maybe smaller ad groups that are very tightly matched, so you can tailor the ad very specifically to the keywords in that group, which will bump up your click-through rate, should increase your quality score as a result, and so long as the landing page is appropriate, will increase your conversion rate and lower your cost per acquisition. So split out any of your larger ad groups into much smaller targeted groups. And then whilst we're on the subject of ad groups, take a look at your ads. You want every single ad group to have 2 active ads per group, not 3, not 1. If you've got 1, you're not testing, so you can't split test one versus the other. And if you've got 3 or more, then your tests are going to take much longer to do. And I know what you're thinking, Ed, how do I test ads? It's a pain in the backside. Well, there's a really simple equation. Makes it even simpler if you've got 2 ads in your ad group. You literally take your click-through rate and your conversion rate and you times them together. It gives you a number, and then that number, the highest number wins essentially. So the ad, after that equation, highest number wins. Next on the list is ad extensions. These can be set at the campaign level, which is the lazy option, or you can set these at ad group level, so you can tailor them more specifically per ad group and per campaign if you so wish. The 2 bare minimum that I would use is call-out extensions and site links. Call-out extensions are 3 pieces of descriptive text that go under the ad, extend the ad to make it larger, and site links are, as they sound, they are literally links through to your website. So tailor those links to supporting products and pages or services that suit your ad. Introducing ad extensions typically boosts your click-through rate. That has a small impact positively on your quality score. And so long as you tightly group your keywords in your ad groups, you're going to drive up your click-through rate, and hopefully you're going to drive down your cost per acquisition. And finally, device performance. So jump back to your all campaigns view or pick out your top spending campaign. Click on segment and then go by device. And what this will show is all the metrics for computers, i.e. desktop computers, versus mobile devices. Now, currently tablets is listed, but unfortunately, God knows why, Google doesn't offer any kind of bidding options on tablets, so we essentially have to ignore them, which is just weird. But yeah, anyway, so this is really straightforward. You simply look at your average position, your cost per clicks, your click-through rates, more importantly, your cost per acquisition, and you can bid up and bid down your desktop and your mobile devices. Typically, I would use desktop as the benchmark and then look at your mobile. Is it costing less or more? And tweak it. And this is interesting as well because it will highlight some significant mobile browsing issues. If you've got, if these numbers look pretty ugly, then you need to address issues with your mobile view of your website. So that's it, a really quick check of your AdWords account. So I'd appreciate any likes if you found the video useful. Click the button below. Thank you very much. Until next time, I will see you then. Cheers.